At Kleine Zalze, we've got records of making wine back to 1695. So there is obviously a long history and pedigree of making wine here. The story that we're concerned with starts in 1996 when Cobus Besson, the current owner of Kleine Zalze, initially purchased the property and decided to redevelop it from a vineyard point of view, as well as to redevelop and modernize the winery and start a new Kleine Zalze, for lack of better words. Now, on the top of the hill of our vineyards are these beautiful, deep, relatively clay-rich soils, but with enough gravel. It's a little iron sort of stone. We refer to it as coffee clip, that run through the profile that gives good drainage, but you get a freshness and an elegance to the wines. And they work particularly well with Cabernet Sauvignon. So it's probably about 65% will be Cabernet Sauvignon. Various clones and various rootstocks matched to specific sites. So Cabernet is a big strength for us, but then some of the sites lower down, there's some really good Shiraz sites. There are small pockets of things like Cabernet Franc and Merlot, but those are more as complements to the Cabernet. As a winery, we are really trying to focus on getting the best out of our terroir and finding balance. And that balance is also trying to look at an elegance. And really, over the last 7 years that I've been here, RJ, who's the head winemaker, and myself have really been working very hard on how to add an element of freshness and a balance into the wines. The winemaking is relatively naked. It is very basic winemaking. It's growing really good fruit and then treating it with respect in the winery and letting the wine do the talking rather than the winemaking do the talking. And that in itself is quite a challenge. There's quite a bit of winemaking involved in that.
Chenin is a big portion of what we do. We see ourselves as Chenin specialists, and we work very hard on creating different styles of Chenin and really bringing Chenin to its own. And it's a very special grape variety for South Africa, and it's a very special grape variety for Kleine Zalze. We try and work with a bunch of old bush vines. Most of our parcels that we work with is in Stellenbosch. We're not necessarily natural winemakers, but we try and keep it as natural as possible. We try and extract that phenols out of the skins, and then we rack it into barrel for firming. We don't use any new wood, only second, third, fourth, and even fifth, sixth, seventh full barrels. The oak is there to enhance the Chenin profile that we've already got. A lot of the Chenins can be very big when they are barrel fermented, and when we put the blends together, we sometimes tend to have very big wines where we need to add a fresher component to the wines to enhance that minerality. And this is something where the amphoras give an amazing texture to the wines, and it enhances that minerality that we get. The wines coming out of there is superb. The texture on the wines and the flavor profiles are superb. The wine has got that freshness, it's got that minerality from the soil and from the sites, and with that nice Chenin fruit and the complement of a bit of older oak.